It says Halacha Yomi. Importance of Chol Hamoed. The days between the first day and the seventh day of Pesach, or the days between the first day of Sukkot and the last day, which is Shmini Atzeret, is called Chol Hamoed. The Rambam says the Chol Hamoed is a holy gathering, is time where the Korban Chagiga was given in the Beit HaMikdash. Melacha was therefore prohibited, so that everybody should understand that the days of Chol Hamoed are unlike ordinary days. They are empty of holiness. However, not every form of melacha is forbidden in Chol Hamoed, since on Yom Tov, it's the primary objective of the prohibition is to prevent us from resembling a weekday. So therefore, some melachot are permitted, some melachot are prohibited. The Gemara says, whoever treats the festivals with disrespect is comparable to an idol worshiper. Mishnah also says, in Masechet Sanhedrin, one who treats the festivals with scorn has no share in the world to come. What is this referring to? Rashi says, how can you disrespect the Yom Tov? It's referring to disrespecting Chol Hamoed. That if in Chol Hamoed, you treat it like a weekday. If a person thinks these days are not as stringent as Yom Tov, you got to be careful to treat it with respect. So therefore, it's upon us, it's our obligation. We have to give these special days of Chol Hamoed proper respect and realize their potential. So not just eating and drinking and dressing properly on Chol Hamoed, but also setting aside time to learn Torah and not wasting your time or going to work. People cannot stand being off from work. You have to learn to be off from work a little bit sometimes. Spend time with your family and take care of yourself and learn some Torah and be more spiritual. And people who are workaholics, the Torah doesn't want you to do that. Torah wants you to take vacation days, all of the holiday of Pesach and all of the holiday of Sukkot. Number 1, it is praiseworthy to eat meat and drink wine all the days of Chol Hamoed. Number 2, one is not obligated to eat bread every meal of Chol Hamoed. However, a person should try to eat bread or matzah on Pesach at least one day of the Chol Hamoed. Once each day of Chol Hamoed. Preferably, one should eat bread meal during the daytime and one bread meal at night. Some poskim say you could even use two loaves of bread, Lechem Mishnah, for Hamotzi in the honor of the Chag. During Chol Hamoed, somebody who forgot Ya'aleh V'Yavo does not need to repeat. 4, it is forbidden to fast on Chol Hamoed. If you will not have time to eat a proper meal, you should eat at least snacks and fruits. On Shabbat Chol Hamoed, the person should try to serve food that he normally does not serve on a regular Shabbat. Number 6, one should set the table with tablecloth, even a Chol Hamoed, even if you're not going to use the indoor dining room table. 7, on Chol Hamoed, one should wear Shabbat clothes, or at least dress more properly than you would on a regular day. If you got to go to work, you're concerned you're going to ruin your clothing, you can wear regular clothing. But otherwise, you come to shul, should come dressed properly, even during the week. Person should not come during the week to shul in sharavare, in sweatpants, and pajama pants, Ugg slippers, and Crocs, and slides, and all these things. Person has to come to meet his creator. He has to dress properly, but how much more so on Chol Hamoed? When greeting people on Chol Hamoed, what do you say? Moadim l'simcha, or we say Hag Sameach. Some people say Hag Sameach also, but usually we would say Moadim l'simcha. Okay, number 9. There's a machloket. Is the prohibition of melacha on Chol Hamoed d'oraita or d'Rabbanan? Some Rishonim say it's d'oraita. Some Rishonim say it's only d'Rabbanan. However, Shulchan Aruch disagrees with the opinion that says d'oraita. He says all melachot are considered d'Rabbanan. Therefore, one can be lenient when there's a dispute if something is prohibited or permitted. Okay, we can get to the melachot later, but let's go into the d'Rabbanans. Number 1, d'Rabbanan, that's asur on Chol Hamoed. The extra decree the rabbis made is shaving and cutting their hair. To properly honor the holiday, one should cut his hair and prepare clean clothing before Yom Tov. To ensure that one does not delay these things until Chol Hamoed and then use Chol Hamoed as Aaron's day, right? Oh, let's go get a haircut. Oh, let's do laundry on Chol Hamoed. Chachamim made it's forbidden, so that way you're forced to do everything before. 12. Cutting hair is forbidden on Chol Hamoed, even for one who cut his hair before the festival and wishes to trim it on Chol Hamoed. This prohibition stands firm so that people will not be under the false impression that cutting hair is permitted without reservation. The rabbis did make exemptions, some exceptions to this rule. For example, Someone who was released from prison on Chol Hamoed. He had no choice, he couldn't shave before. A mourner whose 7th day of mourning was Erev Yom Tov, or the person who arrived, the late arrival on Chol Hamoed, or a person who arrived without enough time to prepare it beforehand. All these people, if they are unable to do it before, they will be allowed to cut their hair on Chol Hamoed. Sandak and a father who's giving his child Brit Milah may not shave or cut their hair on Chol Hamoed. Cutting hair is permitted if it's for medical reasons. 16. One can cut his hair or shave if he might lose his job or incur a large financial loss if he doesn't. 17. One may trim his mustache, especially if it gets in his way while he eats on Chol Hamoed. 18. If one begins shaving and then realizes you're not allowed to do so, so what he did half, and then the other half he's going to leave it like that. Chol Hamoed, someone told him, hey, you're not allowed to shave, what are you doing? Oh, so he already shaved one off. He doesn't have the other, he's allowed to finish shaving because he'll be embarrassed if he walks around partially shaved. But let's say you did this and you left goatee, so you should leave the goatee. You shouldn't do everything because you're not going to be embarrassed walking around the goatee. Maybe some people will, but 19. Washing and combing hair is permitted, even though some will be pulled out as a result. 20. One may give a child a haircut on Chol Hamoed. What about ladies? 21. A woman may apply all types of cosmetics. She's allowed to tweeze her eyebrows, and she's allowed to remove body hairs with the exception of the hair on her head. So she shouldn't go get a haircut. Ladies do once in a while on a blue moon, they get haircuts, hairstyling, so they shouldn't do this on a Chol Hamoed. 22. Cutting nails. The Ramah and Shulchan Aruch argue if you're allowed to cut nails on Chol Hamoed. The Ramah says asur. Shulchan Aruch says it's allowed. So your Sfaradim are allowed to cut their nails on Chol Hamoed.